Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper.
More than anything, Unisa must be celebrated as a pioneer of the distance education model, an enduring gift not only to South Africa, the continent, but to the human civilization in the knowledge arena the world over.
Education is the light in a dark room. It's the spark of a dream, a passport to the future, and the seed of generational change. Through education, we reflect on yesterday and define tomorrow. Rooted in South Africa and the African continent, Unisa can truly claim to be the African university in the service of humanity. Unisa stands at the pinnacle of education through open distance e-learning, with a footprint of students in more than 100 countries worldwide. Since the founding of the university in 1873 as an examining body, we have been a trailblazer. Unisa is the first and only institution in South Africa to carry our country's name with pride, and the first public university in the world to exclusively teach by means of distance education, an ever-changing dynamic university with a global reach. Unisa's history spans the entire modern history of South Africa, opening up a world of academic study opportunities for former activists and struggle heroes, thought leaders, business people, legal experts, acclaimed entertainers, and sports stars. The university takes pride in almost 1 million alumni, with 10 alumni chapters internationally, making their mark in diverse fields and capabilities. Cyril Ramaphosa, former South African Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus, and current one, Lesetja Kganyago, internationally Reserve Bank Governors of Eswatini and Namibia, to name but a few. At Unisa, the World Wide Web is our educational playground, but we also have beautiful and impressive campuses. Unisa's Makelneuk campus is located in the city of Tshwane and is a major landmark of the capital city. The Florida campus in Johannesburg is Unisa's science campus, housing state-of-the-art infrastructure and laboratory equipment. Unisa has 6 regional hubs including Ethiopia and multiple centers across the country. We have embraced the fact that we need to adapt quickly to the fast-paced higher education environment of the 21st century, and this is reflected in our management style and leadership practice. In articulating her vision, the new Principal and Vice Chancellor of the University of South Africa, the first black woman to be appointed at the helm of Unisa, Professor Puleng Linkabola, shared that Unisa is well placed to address society's most demanding challenges by using research to meaningfully transform the lives of those in our communities. To this end, Unisa is working on the following catalytic niche areas. Marine studies. As a discipline, marine studies covers field-specific studies like marine ecology and biology to policy-related studies like marine spatial planning and coastal economies. Many other areas of marine research and studies are covered in this niche area. Aviation and aeronautical studies. Aviation and aeronautical studies covers specializations in areas as diverse as aeronautical engineering and aerospace safety, and South Africa's 18 airports forms a major role player for passengers and goods transitioning to and from our country. This is a niche that supports a major component of the country's economy. Automotive studies. The South African automotive industry is projected to grow from 600,000 to 1.4 million vehicles a year in production. There is major potential to be explored in Unisa's commitment to automotive studies. In 2022, students from the Department of Mechanical Engineering participated in the Sasol Solar Challenge with their solar-powered car that travels from Johannesburg to Cape Town without using a single drop of fuel. Energy studies. Unisa's Institute for Development of Energy for African Sustainability specializes in designing chemical processes reducing material and energy consumption as well as carbon dioxide emissions. Space studies and square kilometer array. Unisa has been extensively involved in the $1 billion square kilometer array project since 2012. The Unisa Observatory, situated on the main campus, is a modern, well-equipped facility housing a 14-inch telescope with the College of Science. The advent of cyber-physical systems, involving entirely new capabilities for people and machines. Examples include genome editing and new forms of machine intelligence. The College of Graduate Studies will support and promote studies into 4IR and digitalization, while the Graduate School of Business Leadership presents a short learning program on big data. Natural sciences. The simplest definition of biotechnological studies is applied biology. Through the application of biological knowledge and techniques to develop products or services, Unisa's College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences is one of the main partners in the African Biogenome Project, a coordinated Pan-African effort piloting a project with a key objective of sequencing 100,000 endemic species. Health and/or pharmaceutical studies. The Department of Health Studies is prepared for the challenge of equipping their students with research skills and expertise in the field of health and pharmaceutical studies. The UNESCO Unisa Africa Chair in Nanoscience and Nanotechnology is leading the international research into the nano-delivery of medicinal drugs, including African herbal medicine. The College of Law offers an elective undergraduate model on medical law. Feminist, womanist, Busadi theorizations. In the College of Human Sciences, the Institute for Gender Studies, the College of Education and the Graduate School of Business all contribute to the interdisciplinary research into eliminating gender-based violence, homophobia and transphobia, and discrimination against women in the workplace and the political arena. The Institute also uses education about gender as an effective way to achieve gender equality and the empowerment of women. Student support and co-curricular activities. Unisa is uniquely placed to offer creative and radically innovative ways of enhancing student support. Unisa's College of Graduate Studies has developed a whole range of training programs to assist and encourage students. The Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities promotes the principle of access for success, and the Student Development Division provides students with social support and leadership development services. These niche areas find expression in the rich tapestry of our disciplines included in the College of Accounting Sciences, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Economic and Management Sciences, Education, Graduate Studies, Human Sciences, Law, Science, Engineering and Technology, the Graduate School of Business Leadership, and the Thabo Mbeki School of Public and International Affairs. As a comprehensive open-distance e-learning institution, Unisa is recognized as a serious player in research globally. From publication and journal output to the number of master's and doctoral graduates, we are moving forwards and upwards. Unisa has made substantial progress in research and innovation, as evidenced by several external and credible scientific ranking systems, with the latest ones, the 2023 Webometrics and Shanghai rankings, placing us in the top 10 universities in the country. As Africa's leading open-distance e-learning university, we can reflect with great pride on the past 150 years of transformational our ability to succeed and become a truly high-performance university as we define tomorrow.
Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper.
More than anything, Unisa must be celebrated as a pioneer of the distance education model, an enduring gift not only to
The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. One of the official photography officers will take the yellow photography card from you. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor or Acting Vice Chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. For postgraduate and undergraduate diploma candidates, you will also be wearing your hoods before entering the hall. You will be signaled by a graduations officer to rise and approach the stage. You need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up to the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. Proceed towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Stop in front of the registrar and stand on the mat with feet markers. Turn and face the audience. Your second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table on the far right of the stage to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. We hope that you will enjoy this occasion. The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. One of the official photography officers will take the yellow photography card from you. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor or Acting Vice Chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. For postgraduate and undergraduate diploma candidates, you will also be wearing your hoods before entering the hall. You will be signaled by a graduations officer to rise and approach the stage. You need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up to the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. Proceed towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Stop in front of the registrar and stand on the mat with feet markers. Turn and face the audience. Your second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table on the far right of the stage to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. We hope that you will enjoy this occasion. The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. One of the official photography officers will take the yellow photography card from you. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor or Acting Vice Chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat.
by virtue of the powers vested in me as acting Vice-Chancellor, I constitute this gathering a congregation of the University of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to join us in silent prayer or meditation to give thanks for the achievements being celebrated on this occasion. Let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated.
Kgotsong, Dumelang, Sanbonani, Molweni, Goeienaand, Tobela. Good evening. His Excellency Dr. Thabo Mbeki, Chancellor of Unisa, and former President of South Africa, Principal and Vice-Chancellor Professor Lenkabula, in absentia, the Chairperson of Council, Dr. Musia, and members of Council, in absentia, members of Executive Management and Extended Management of the University in attendance, Executive and Deputy Executive Deans from various colleges present, esteemed dignitaries, friends of Unisa in attendance this evening, college academics, professional and support staff, and unisons, parents, grandparents, guardians, friends, family, and of course, graduates, class of 2023, and maybe also including 2024, soon to be alumni of this University of the Land. I greet you with a sense of pride as today marks a significant milestone in our lives where we gather to acknowledge and celebrate the culmination of years of work, dedication, perseverance from our esteemed students, soon to be called Unisa graduates. I would like to take this opportunity I would like to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you in this room as we celebrate this momentous occasion of your graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matshidiso Molapo, and I'm standing here as the acting Vice-Chancellor officiating the ceremony on behalf of our Principal and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Lenkabula. With me on the stage, I have Mr. B. Ngumalo, who will be representing the registrar, who will act as the registrar for the occasion, the acting registrar for the occasion. And also with me, I have Professor Chisasa, who will deliver the Chancellor's address from the College of Economic and Human Sciences, the Dean of the College of Human Sciences. Professor Chisasa from the Economic and Management Sciences College. Also with me are academics from colleges, including our academic advisors, supervisors, and college representatives who will be officiating the graduations for this evening. And the college representatives that are there from College of Human Sciences, I have the director of School of, I have Professor Kyali, and then I also have Professor G.H. van Rensbeck, Dr. T.S. Shandu. In the College of Economic Sciences, I have Dr. M.T. Masechaba, who is the acting executive dean. And then in the College of Education, I have Professor Machaba. I also have Professor Mahlo and Dr. S.T. Ngobeni. And then the supervisors present here and the students that they supervise, our doctoral students. We have Professor B. Bota for Faith Matibela, Professor J.O. Alexander, for Professor J.O. Alexander, for Mr. John Adukpo, Dr. Mazizi Picta, for Owen Edward Chomanika, and then we have Professor L.J. Zungu for Katutelo Pride Kabongo, and then we have Professor S.M. Kyali for Mr. Martin Thompson Kwazo Ntem, and Professor F.C. Dibier. We have Mr. Kolani Matthews Shange, and for Professor Mavundu Mazuzu, we have Mieza Zaleke Wadajo. And then from Professor N.B. Sarombi, I think maybe in absentia, we have Franklina Adojo Yebuwao. I don't know if he's here. And then Professor L.D. Ntlale is from Lutalo, Bosa, Seserukuma. And then for Otlale, okay, and for Bota, we have Zondani Zimba and Dr. Chibala, and who is the co-supervisor for Elise Getrata Trolib. And ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to welcome and recognize colleagues who provided logistical support for this occasion. These are colleagues from the Graduations Division, the Department of Institutional Advancement, Multimedia Services, Operations and Facilities, including our Security and Protection Services, and the Department of Human Resources that is here to provide employee wellness for in cases of emergency. And not forgetting our cleaning and landscape staff who have kept the facilities and grounds immaculate. I would also like to recognize our organist, Dr. Isabelle van Rensbeck. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great privilege and an honor to stand before you today on this momentous occasion to celebrate your academic achievements and resilience. This is a day filled with joy, pride, and reflection as we honor the hard work, determination, and sacrifice that you have made to reach this incredible milestone. You are now part of a special legacy as graduates of the University of the Land. Your resilience is also evidenced in the successful navigation and adaptation to the complex landscape of distance learning, especially in an era transformed by unprecedented global challenges. The world changed, and so did the way we learn and work. And you have survived that era even during the period of COVID and after COVID. We recognize the commitment and perseverance it took for you to reach this moment. We also celebrate the support and sacrifice made by your families, friends, and academic mentors. I think it is also worth mentioning that you have also survived the Invigilator ebb, hence you are seated here. You know what I'm talking about, right? So graduation, you know, is the culmination of years of perseverance and dedication. For each of you, this journey has been marked by late nights of study, assignments, and unwavering focus, because if you are not focused, you may not be able to complete what is before you. But here you are, victorious, having overcome every challenge, and one of those challenges is that Invigilator ebb that I was referring to. So we do celebrate your achievements, and congratulations also to our academics who are seated here on the stage, who have been a source of your learning support. And so this is the time for them to harvest the fruits of their labor. You know, as academics, we are judged by our outputs, both in teaching and learning and also in research. So for you to be where you are seated today in your regalia, you are evidence that we have indeed made our outputs towards our strategic targets as an academic institution. That's the expectation. And so, so I am very pleased that we have reached this milestone, and I would like to once again welcome you to this momentous occasion, and also to welcome your families that are seated on this side of the room, to thank them for the unwavering support that they have given you. So let us enjoy this ceremony, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Professor J. Chisasa to deliver the Chancellor's address. Over to you, Prof. Thank you.
Please pardon me. Good evening, and I don't mean anything, just gifted with a sufficient height above sea level. On this momentous occasion that the Vice Chancellor spoke about, I want to talk about a devastating cancer that we are faced with, that we've been faced with for quite a long time now. The title of my presentation this evening is The Role of Education in Eradicating Corruption. Distinguished guests, faculty, students, and esteemed members of the community, it is a profound honor to stand before you today and reflect on one of the most critical challenges facing our society, corruption, and the powerful role education can play in addressing this pervasive issue. Corruption, as we know, corrodes the very foundation of our societies. It erodes trust, stifles economic growth, deepens inequality, and compromises the integrity of institutions that are meant to serve the public good. It is a global problem, but it is not insurmountable. Today, I want to emphasize that education is one of the most effective tools we have in our collective effort to combat and ultimately eradicate it. Education has the transformative power to shape minds, instill values, and build a culture of accountability, transparency, and integrity. Let us explore how education can be the bedrock upon which we build a corruption-free society. This far, I hope you can hear me loud and clear. I'm going to itemize some of the important aspects that we need to take note of as we look to use or leverage on education as a way to eradicating corruption. 1, education as a foundation of ethical values. First and foremost, education cultivates values. It teaches us the importance of honesty, fairness, and respect for the rule of law. Through education, we can instill in our students the moral compass that helps them discern right from wrong, not just in personal matters, but in their professional and public lives. We must embed ethics in every curriculum, from primary school to higher education. Subjects like civics, moral philosophy, and business ethics should not be seen as add-ons, but as central to the formation of responsible citizens. By fostering a deep sense of integrity and responsibility from an early age, we can nurture a generation that sees corruption not as a norm, but as an unacceptable deviation from the standards we hold dear. Then, promoting critical thinking and accountability. Education empowers individuals to think critically. A well-educated person is not easily swayed by dishonest practices, nor will they blindly follow corrupt systems. Critically thinking helps individuals question and challenge unethical behavior, whether it is in government, business, or any other sector. When we teach ourselves to ask questions, analyze data, and assess the impact of decisions, we are teaching them to be vigilant. Vigilance is a powerful deterrent to corruption. Through education, we can build a culture where every citizen holds both themselves and their leaders accountable. The third item, education as a catalyst for institutional integrity. Institutions that are led by educated, ethical, and well-informed individuals are more likely to act with integrity. Whether it is in government, the private sector, or civil society, the leadership that comes from a foundation of strong education is less likely to tolerate corruption. Fostering civic engagements and social responsibility. An educated populace is more likely to engage in the civic processes that prevent and expose corruption. Education encourages individuals to participate actively in their communities, to vote, to engage in dialogue, and to demand transparency from their leaders. It builds a sense of shared responsibility and empowers individuals to take action when they see corruption occurring. Institutions of higher learning, like Unisa, have a unique role in fostering this engagement. Universities can serve as centers for public discourse, research, and advocacy on issues of corruption and governance. By bringing together students, academics, and practitioners, we can generate new ideas, approaches, and policies to combat corruption effectively. Fifth item, equity in education is a pathway to reducing corruption. We must also recognize that corruption thrives in environments of inequality. When education is accessible only to the privileged, it reinforces cycles of exclusion and creates fertile ground for corrupt practices. But when education is made available to all, regardless of socioeconomic background, gender, or location, it becomes a powerful equalizer. By ensuring that every young person has access to quality education, we are not only opening doors for individual success, but also building a society where everyone has the knowledge and skills to contribute to the fight against corruption. Education provides opportunities for people to break free from systems that oppress and exploit, thereby diminishing the appeal of corrupt shortcuts to success. Then the sixth item, as I draw towards conclusion, the role of technology in education and transparency. In today's digital age, education also involves equipping individuals with technological skills that promote transparency and accountability. E-learning platforms, data transparency tools, and digital access to information can empower citizens to track public expenditures, report misconduct, and advocate for greater openness in governance. At the same time, education on digital literacy must emphasize the responsible use of technology. We must teach our students to discern credible information from misinformation, a critical skill in an era where false narratives can protect corruption and hinder progress. I conclude by a statement of collective responsibility. The role of education in eradicating corruption cannot be overstated. As educators, policymakers, and citizens, we must recognize that education is not just about gaining knowledge for personal development. It is about equipping people with the tools to improve society as a whole. Our classrooms, lecture halls, and online platforms must become the breeding ground for ethical leadership, civic responsibility, and innovation in governance. It is through education that we will inspire the next generation of leaders who will have the courage to stand against corruption, the wisdom to create transparent systems, and the commitment to build a just and equitable society. As we move forward, let us all pledge to strengthen our educational institutions and ensure that they continue to serve as bastions of integrity, truth, and justice. Together, through the power of education, we can create a world where corruption has no place and where the values of fairness, honesty, and accountability prevail. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Professor Chisasa, for that insightful and educational statement that you have shared with us, and very, very key points that you have raised for our graduates to bring meaning to this occasion. You have emphasized the fact that education is a way of eradicating corruption, and education should not be gained for the sake of gaining it, but it has to translate into meaningful contribution to society. You mentioned the issues of how education refines us as people, for us to learn more about transparency, about integrity, fairness, respect, and for us to be able to distinguish between right and wrong, and also to learn about honesty and accountability. You urge our graduates, Prof, to say, with the education that they have earned, they must learn the education should serves as a catalyst for institutional intelligence, and that there's a need for us also to educate the young and translate the good values as early as possible so that we manage this monster called corruption. And by eradicating corruption, that's where we will be able to see the success of our communities and the continent as a whole. And you call for the practitioners and educationists to come together and put good policies in place for the betterment of society. Thank you very much, Prof. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start with the conferment of the degrees and diplomas, may I kindly request you not to leave the hall before the end of the ceremony. It would be really great to have this hall full, even with the last person to be kept or to walk on the stage this evening. Because if you are first, you enjoy the privilege of having everybody, but if you leave, then the others who come behind you are disadvantaged. And so I really beg you to stay until we finish the ceremony. And also, may I request you to put your phones on a silent mode. I know that you would like to capture those special moments. You can keep it on, but please keep it on a silent mode. And then also let me check if all our graduates are here. If there are some in the hallway, can they please come in and be seated as quickly as possible so that we can start with the ceremony. Can you please be seated? Would like to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I shall now proceed to confer the degrees and diplomas of the university on the candidates whose names appear in the program, and I request the representatives of the colleges to present the candidates to me.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Faith Matibela for the degree of Doctor of Social Work. I request her supervisor, Professor P. Porter, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In a thesis entitled Social Work Support Intervention for Parents of Adolescents Recovering from a Substance Use Disorder. She explored the support needs of parents of adolescents recovering from an SUD and used the intervention design and development model to develop and design a social work intervention to empower social workers in supporting these parents and their families and helping them to enhance self-care practices and coping skills.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Faith Matibela the degree Doctor of Social Work.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Social Work on Faith Matibela.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you John Adupo for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor J.O. Alexander, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In his thesis entitled Construing Political History, Transitivity Analysis of the Process Types in Selected Ghanaian Presidential Independence Anniversary Speeches under the Fourth Republic, he qualitatively analyzes the independence speeches of 4 Ghanaian presidents based on the transitivity framework of the ideational meta-function of Halliday's systemic functional grammar theory, with the aim of identifying the process types, participants, and communicative implications underpinning them. The findings reveal that the world of the speeches is construed in order of material, relational, mental, verbal, and existential processes. The study adds a novel approach to analyzing independence anniversary speeches and makes an original and significant contribution to Ghanaian political discourse and the field of political discourse analysis in general.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, it is my honor to request you to confer on John Adupo the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on John Adupo.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Owen Edward Chomanika for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Dr. V. Madzipikita, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. Let me do the honors. It's this one, right? Accountability. In his thesis entitled Accountability for Non-Governmental Organizations in Malawi, he explores and finds that non-governmental organizations, NGOs in Malawi, practice accountability as a response to coercive, informative, and mimetic isomorphic pressures. He finds that despite a well-known spectrum of stakeholders, upward accountability is more prevalent than other accountability formats within the political, economic, social, and technological contexts. He makes a valuable contribution to NGO accountability in areas of policy, practice, and theory by concluding that the theoretical models of stakeholder theory and new institutional sociology theory can be used to describe, manage, and analyze the accountability practices of NGOs in Malawi. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Owen Edward Chomanika the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Owen Edward Chomanika.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Katuchedo Pride Kabongo for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request her supervisor, Professor L.J. Zungu, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. Yet again, I shall do the honors. In her thesis entitled Guidelines for the Prevention and Management of Work-Related Musculoskeletal Disorders for Mine Workers in the South African Mining Industry, she investigated the prevalence and associated risk factors of WRMSDs among workers in the SAMI. The study makes a valuable contribution to the body of knowledge and practice in this field of occupational health and safety for the SMAI by proposing evidence-based guidelines that require mandatory legislative and practice interventions to effectively address the challenge of WRMSDs among workers in the SAMI, with a view to promoting their health and safety at work. All right. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Kachutero Pride Kabongo the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Congratulatory Pride Kabongo.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Martin Thompson Kwadzo Ntem for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor S.M. Charlie, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In his thesis entitled Communicating Health Crises, Framing of the Coronavirus Pandemic by Select Ghanaian News Portals, Ntem investigated media portrayals of the COVID-19 pandemic in 4 selected Ghanaian online news portals, so as to understand the overall nature of media coverage of the pandemic and its impact on media consumers' perceptions. Underpinned by the media framing and agenda-setting theories of communication, the results of his study provide insights into how media organizations can better report and communicate on health emergencies. His study concludes that this should improve health communication during crisis situations.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Martin Thompson Kwadzo Ntem the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Martin Thompson Kwadzo Ntem.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Olani Matthews Shange for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor F.C. De Beer, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. Well, I shall do the honors. In his thesis entitled Assessment of Food Security in the Black Middle Class, a case study of eThekwini, KwaZulu-Natal, Olani Matthews Shange uses the sustainable livelihood approach to investigate food security in a much neglected sector, the middle class. Using a mixed method approach, the candidate made use of a case study, focus group discussions, and a questionnaire to analyze food security. This thesis makes a valuable contribution towards evaluating and understanding food security in a middle-class urban community in South Africa. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Olani Matthews Shange the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Olani Matthews Shange.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Maza Zeleke Wodajo for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request her supervisor, Professor A. Mabandu Mutsuzi, to read the citation in support of the conferment, and I shall do the honors. A large number of women in Ethiopia are still dying of cervical cancer, regardless of the cervical intraepithelial neoplasia, CIN, see and treat services offered at most healthcare facilities. In a thesis titled, Model for Enhancing Utilization of Cervical Intraepithelial Neoplasia, See and Treat Services Among HIV-Positive Women at Addis Ababa Regional Hospitals. She evaluates the See and Treat intervention for cervical intraepithelial neoplasia among women living with HIV. The study identifies factors contributing to the low utilization, limited effectiveness, and compromised safety of the intervention for CIN in this population. To address these limitations, she developed a model aimed at improving the effectiveness, safety, and utilization of the See and Treat program for CIN in Addis Ababa. In Addis Ababa regional hospitals, the study makes a significant contribution to the field of public health. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, it is my honor that I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy to Maza Zeleke Wodajo.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Miaza Zeleke Wodajo.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Franklina Ajua Yabuwa for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request her supervisor, Professor N.P. Sorombe, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
Workplace information literacy is a critical part of academic librarianship. In her thesis entitled The Development of a Workplace Information Literacy Framework for Academic Librarians in Selected Universities in Ghana, Franklina Ajua Yabuwa explores ways to enhance academic librarians' efficiency through workplace information literacy programs. By applying a mixed methods research approach and a concurrent triangulation research design, the study identified key factors and challenges impacting academic librarians' work in selected Ghanaian universities. The study highlights the importance of continuous learning, training, research, and technological investment, alongside adherence to ethical practices to optimize library service, in this case, academic libraries in Ghana. This framework underscores the critical need for ongoing professional development to strengthen academic library operations. Congratulations.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request that you confer to Franklina Ajua Yeboah the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Franklina Ajua Yeboah.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Elise Gedrader-Trollip for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request her co-supervisor, Dr. B. Shabalala, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In her thesis entitled Climate Change and Grape Wine Farmers in South Africa, investigating adaptation measures in Northern Cape Province, she employs a mixed methods approach in researching the phenomenon. South African wine grape farmers in the Northern Cape Province are under pressure to find ways to reduce the impact of climate change. The results reveal that the impact of climate change and exposure increased wine grape farming vulnerability, leading to several adaptation strategies being applied. These include machine harvesting at night, late winter pruning, drip irrigation, and crop diversification. These findings are unique in being among the first from the Northern Cape wine industry. Furthermore, the work provides a developing country's perspective on climate change impact on wine grape farmers' vulnerabilities.
Professor G. Namo was the supervisor. Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Elise Gedrader-Trollip the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Elise Gedrader-Trollip. Congratulations.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have an honor to request, sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing here. Okay. Okay. Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, Tabang Collins Sitokte receive the degree of Masters of Education.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Tintswalo Luset Chabalala obtains the degree of Master of Commerce.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Abashoni Granny Mafeke receives the degree of Master of Public Health. The degree is obtained with distinction. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Mashinyane Winnie Bijo receives the degree of Master of Information Science. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Obakeng Valet Mokutedi receives the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honours. Mojabeng Jeanette Kiele. Molepa Cyril Liswifi. Kiabetswe Mabena. Tsegofatso Felicity Mabena. Mpokutle Onassis Mahlangu. Tshepo Mokhabudi. Khwarapa Sheli Munyimuratu. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Sibusiso Ngwezi obtains the degree with distinction. Temba Brian Nkosi. Kenneth Nkuna. Onela Teresa Nzume. Stuart Craig Smith. Majaha Nicholas Vilagazi. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Administration Honours. Lord Mutlonye. Dina Pataka. Mashashani Odrita Pedi. Stephanus Matthias van der Poel.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Education. Nancy Zandile Mabena. Siamo Mulife. Silo Jeffrey Rahwale. Tolakele Tabete. Ana Cecilia Giane. Luis Rasenga Maluleka. Amukelani Nicolene Nisi. Promise Nomboso Ndlovu. Abigail Khuriri. Mapule Kethrut Mukwana.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor. Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Administration. Francis Mvuleni Bosch. Jenny. Charity Madonna Maekane. Ali Mohammed Adam. Reboni Mahati Mailula obtains the degree with distinction. Dulani Adolfina Makubele. Lerato Philistas Masemula. Siwela Nora Masipa. Nontandazo Mdingi obtains the degree with distinction. Promise Sindile Muhomani. Khomotso Marupini Esenia Musetle. Okay. Khomotso Mamurepe Esenia Musetle. Oh, Chilizi Eunice Mulelu. Nontlantla Patience Musandiwa. Busisiwe Fortunate Ntimbani. Thando Lwenkosi Papo. Felicia Mutsile Segwabe. Ndakaitei Tabafombe. Tafamombe. Thank you. Zwanga Shikalange. Craig Ricardo Adams. Michaela Delafield. Patrick William Keegan. Paulina Matlala. Saradi Makatso Mfupa. Nope. Lerato Lerodi. Mudisa Utsile Vilolia. Thank you. Musadi Utsile Vinolia Lentotwani. Michael Becky Makato Mabena. Munyatedi Vincent Mabite. Tiago Jen Machete. Teburo Magoro. Hendrik Maheso. Katlego Makwela. Mama Lele Sylvia Malatlela. Yvette Kumulimo Malibe. Buipilo Malinga. Nchucheko Dilia Manganye. Oliswantla Ntlamaseko. Sibongile Victoria Mashiro. Kgaogelo Lloyd Matlou. Mulalo Matsia. Mbali Gloria Matsinya. Futhi Qeli Mavimbela. Cleopatra Thandeka Mbatha. Nompilo Nontokozo Mbuyazi. Siphiwo Enoch Mdunyiswa. Melissa Meyer. Sibonakaliso Beauty Mlangeni. Lucia Bontle Amorelang Motlana. Nokulunga Chantel Ngube. Siphiwe Queeneth Mnguni. Tukelo Martin Mugesi. Mikhael Thando Mokgethi. Mafumani Pretty Mukwena. I thought you were sisters. Kiliabetswe Mulai. Letswai Filia Molefe. Makoma Adelaide Mulewa. Munene Fortune Muloisi. Okay. Ernest Sirame Munare. Mtatani Dorothy Munare. Tepiso Precious Pedi. Mama Tipa Clearance Popedi. Elizabeth Lerato Ramano. Mpho Dagmar Rampomani. Martha Gertrude Rapela. Refilwe Dorcas Ratlagane. Innocent Mzwandile Sangweni. Clayton Stephen Scholz. Malisela Frank Sebula. Maggie Mameke Silimela. Serwani Ignacio Pela. Bongekile Jessica Shishaba. Mamukiti Lucia Shunkula. Thandekile Nonkululeko Sibeko. Kyle Island Simon. Nokubonga Zandile Sithole. Wandeka Tenza. Hetisani Lorraine Tivapuni.
Rifensi Ntombeni. Beauty Tsakani Pakula. Amania Ntswaki Tsebe receives the degree with distinction. There we go. Nozuko Benedicta Boy. Nonkululeko Mlambo. Maria Ramugale. Sipiwe Ntoliwe Khoza. Dorcas Mangredi Ledima. Soli Magolane. Tuma Mwandla. Olivia Farello Nechishibe. Andronica Refilwe Tembane. Jabu Venice Matthews Ntuli. Kekelezo Patricia Ramone. Ruzani Shirley Rasalanabo. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Pindulo Prince Chikuku obtains the degree with distinction. Katlego Millicent Bukaba.
Madam Vice Chancellor, the diploma candidates will now be introduced to you. Madam Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Benjamin Chayamit. Chayamit. Mpogu Biane. Mapateni Margaret Livipi. Roslyn Madira Mahluku. Musa Mantope Prominence Makuo. Glory Makutu Makanutu. Renate Marie. Andy Swangala. Selby Rulani Ngozeni. Tawani Nkomo. Javulile Rejoice Shange.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, the following candidate receives the postgraduate diploma in the College of Human Sciences with distinction. Nomsa Maria Dlamini. Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, the following candidates receive the diploma in the College of Human Sciences. Avatakali Gete. Lorna Pandiwe Gova. Khomotso Malabohuane. Kedibone Mia. Nyambeni Rachel Mudau. Ayanda Khadebe. Nonki Ramasela Sema.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Sansonet Chantel Bloom. Bongiwe Diniso. Lewokan Catherine Dlamini. Pindulo Masha Ziwani. Sheshia Sophie Gajani. Nsetsa Kibadilwe. Mutlakomang Maria Kinos. Makoma Francina Likotwane. Annalie Leroux. Oscar Mabunda. Swonisile Karen Maduna. Michelle Makakwe. Precious Muraro Makachala. Muka Elias Maimani. Lydia Dineo Malibani. Numan Malik. Rilogile Given Malukase. Teuma Maluleka. Nomanes Masiko. Maria Masambo Matala. Angel Nematemba Mtombe. Rachachi Potiso Mahlahlu. Adelaide Makuto Mkwena. Sekofacho Mapate Munchani. Musera Emina Moro. Mpumelelo Msiwi. Nokanyiso Precious Mtetanda. Wonakile Goodness Ndlovu. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor Tato Nokupila Ndlovu receives the diploma with distinction. Dumisani Taron Goweni. Matipa Telma Mpale. Jane Shaku. Katekani Sharon Shiviti. Rachel Silaule. Funyana Sokora.
Zelda Teve, it's fine.
How we call Zelda Teve to the best of my ability. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the national diploma. Tawan Dorcas Mukalaka. Last but not least, even in the scriptures they say the last shall be the first. Abigail Arina Mabafi.
Wow. Congratulations, class of 2023, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, please look on this side of the room. And with your relations, Meholokwane and Mididietsane, please give a round of applause. This is for our graduates from the colleges, from the College of Economic and Management Sciences, the College of Human Sciences, and the College of, what's the other college? Education. So with this accomplishment, I am so proud of you. For me, it's more than a certificate. It's a symbol of your commitment to learning and to building a better society. This whole room is so proud of you. We are all here, this whole room and this colleagues on the stage here are all here because of you. So you have shown that nothing is beyond the reach when we commit to our hearts and our minds to a goal. So nothing is impossible when you set your mind to it. And as we gather here in celebration, I am reminded of an African proverb that says, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Indeed, we value the education that goes beyond textbooks and exams, because now what you have learned, we have to go and practice it real life in our communities. It has to be practical. It empowers you with the knowledge, it broadens your perspective, and equips you with the tools to lead a meaningful life. To our graduates from the College of Economic and Management Sciences, you are the architects of the future economy. Your expertise will shape industries, drive innovation, and create sustainable solutions for our economic challenges. Whether you are charting a path in finance, management, or entrepreneurship, the skills you have gained here will be essential to South Africa's growth and development. To our graduates from the College of Education, you hold the key to unlocking the potential of future generations. As educators, you will inspire young minds, ignite curiosity, and foster a love of learning that will break the cycle of poverty and inequality. Your role is shaping the future leaders of tomorrow is vital, and your contribution to society will resonate for years to come. You know the challenges that we have in our schooling system. We plead with you to make a contribution to better our society in that area. And the speech that we heard from the Chancellor this evening, it said a lot about education. Please carry that message with you. For the college, for our graduates from the College of Human Sciences, your understanding of the most pressing challenges of our time, from our social justice to mental health, public policy, public health, to education, your expertise allows you to bring fresh perspectives to community development, research, and the shaping of public discourse. Whether working in government, non-governmental organization, or private institutions, you have the ability to influence change, promote social cohesion, and foster a deeper understanding of the complexities of the human experience. It is, in a rapidly evolving world, your ability to adapt, lead, and innovate will be vital in shaping a more inclusive, compassionate, and forward-thinking society. We also learned a lot from the extracts of the thesis of our new doctors who are sitting here. Very innovative and groundbreaking research that we have learned this evening, and we are looking forward to some of the tools that you have created and some of the new ideas that you have brought into the spheres of scholarship to see how we can change our society and the continent as a whole. And the diversity of our graduates here, I am so proud of them, from Ghana, Malawi, South Africa, Ethiopia. Did I leave anyone else? Ghana, I did mention Ghana. I am so proud of you. Thank you very much for that. Actually, let's give our doctors, please stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. You have reached what we call a pinnacle of education, but you still have a lot ahead of you, to publish, to supervise. The master's students are sitting right behind you. They are waiting for you to supervise them, so that next time on the years to come, they will be wearing this red robes that you have. I'm even tempted to ask you to come on the stage now. And all of you, including you, the doctors, when you walked in here this evening, you were empty-handed and you were carrying phones and tissues and some smaller things. But I see you with some things here. Can we see these things again? We are honored to have you here. You may be seated. Thank you. And to our masters, please, let's honor you. Our master students, where are you? Can you stand up? Can we see you? Congratulations. We are so proud of you, and we encourage you to follow suit, right? Thank you very much. And to our postgraduate diplomas and honor students and bachelor's degree students, can you please stand up so that we can give you a proper round of applause? Thank you so much. I say the same, please follow suit. I heard how your families have been proud to say, hey, that one is mine. Or whatever comments I had, very beautiful comments that I had. That's a way of encouraging you to move forward, and they are very proud of you. And to our diplomas, can you please stand up? And the distinctions that we had this evening, I am so proud of you. I am saying congratulations, and please come back and follow suit. Yes. Thank you so much for making us proud. You are not just graduates today, you are change makers, innovators, and future leaders. The decisions you make, the actions you take, and the values you hold dear will shape the world around you. Let this be your guiding light as you go forward. In closing, I want to remind you that the power of education is limitless. And I think the Chancellor has spoken. You now carry with you the knowledge and the strength to make a difference as you step into the world as proud graduates of Unisa. never forget that your learning journey never truly ends. And that degree that you have, you know, as Africans, the degree that you earn is not only yours. And you can't put it on your forehead and move around as if there's no one else in the world. That degree too means to the people of our land. So go and serve our people. As you celebrate this monumental day, know that you are not alone. Your family, friends, lecturers, and mentors have walked this path with you. Together, we all have contributed to your success, and today we share in your pride and joy. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give families and all the support structures in this room a special round of applause? Congratulations, class of 2023 and 2024. You have made us all incredibly proud. We cannot wait to see you, how you blossom and change the world. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now that you have graduated, you have become part of the Unisa alumni. You are now part of the illustrious Circle of Excellence. Your responsibility is to contribute and help define tomorrow. And there are many ways for you to do that. As you might be aware, especially our graduates, there might have been some people in your cohort that would have loved to be seated here with you, but for one reason or the other, they couldn't make it today. It could be due to financial difficulties, it could be due to ill health, it could be of other personal challenges in life, but they could not make it today. But we want to give them our commitment to say, and with you as graduates now, you are the alumni of the university now. We have to make sure that we provide the necessary support, and if you know someone, please hold their hand so that they can also get to the finish line. Another way you can provide support is to apply to become an e-tutor with Unisa and share the knowledge that you have so that you can be able to tutor other students in your field and see how you can support them. And also, you can contribute in other ways. We do have the Unisa bursary fund. If you are willing to contribute financially, and you will be able to reach this platform on www.unisa.ac.za, and you click donate. As a worthy graduate of this university, we are sure that you will realize the value of your diploma or degree, and therefore wish to provide other deserving students with the opportunity to study further. And by doing so, you will become part of the Circle of Excellence. And for our occasion today, our hashtag is education, education, education. Ladies and gentlemen, after this announcement, I would like you to rise for the singing of the national anthem, the words of which are found on page 25 of the program, and to remain standing for the after the anthem to enable me to dissolve the congregation. You are also requested to remain standing while the academic profession leaves the hall. By virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I dissolve this congregation of the University of South Africa.